You're watching BBN Tonight on your official UK sports station, LEX 18.
Welcome back to BBN Tonight. He arrived in Lexington last year as a walk-on for the Kentucky basketball team.
Now Riley Welch is talking with me about where he thinks his ex-teammates will land in this year's NBA draft. All right, Riley, you saw these guys front and center, up close and personal. I want you to give me your draft analysis. Let's start with the guy that's most likely going to get drafted the highest. Our one guaranteed first-round pick is Tyreese Maxey.
Tyreese, I think, has a really high upside in the modern NBA. One thing Tyreese does at an exceptionally high level, better than anyone I've ever seen in person, right up there with Kyrie Irving and Steph Curry, is his ability to finish, and especially finish through contact. As the NBA translates more positionless basketball and where skill is really important, guys who can get in the paint and finish through contact over bigger guys, around bigger guys, I think that's a skill that's going to really benefit him when he gets to the league.
All right, so if we shift to Emmanuel quickly, a guy that probably at the beginning of last season no one expected to be the SEC Player of the Year, but that's how it turned out. Do you think he's going to surprise some people in the NBA? When
I talk to people about Emmanuel, the first thing that you have to talk about with him is just how hard he works. He worked himself into being a borderline first-round pick and someone I believe would be crazy to fall into the second round. One thing Emmanuel does right away is his shooting ability. And he can step into the NBA next year and immediately, provide a team with a 40% three-point shooter, someone who's intelligent, someone who can defend in multiple positions and play on or off the ball, which is really important with, like you look at the Lakers. The Lakers didn't even start a traditional point guard. They just played LeBron. So guys around people like that who can shoot, be a secondary ball handler are really important.
Listen, Riley, if you have LeBron, does it really matter who else, who your starting point guard is? Okay.
Well, I mean, if you look back, they were pretty bad. They were pretty bad last year before they won the championship, before they got AD. So that's not all LeBron.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Okay, so the third guard to round out the guard trio, someone's going to get a steal in Ashton Hagans, especially defensively.
Yeah, so Ash is someone who is just super disruptive on the defensive end of the floor. But one thing I got to see firsthand with Ashton is what an underrated playmaker he is. One guy that comes to mind that we watched, and the former Kentucky point guard, is he kind of reminds me a little bit of Rajon Rondo. How he can get in the paint and make plays. And while he's not a great shooter at this point in his career, he's still able to get in the paint and get guys like Emmanuel shots, get Nick lobs. And obviously, we know what he can do on the defensive end of the floor. Someone like a Patrick Beverly, really tough guy, going to bring energy, effort every game. So whoever gets Ashton is definitely going to get someone with a lot of NBA tools.
Listen, Rondo has never been a great shooter, and he's got 2 NBA rings.
Yeah, and without Rondo on the 2008 Celtics and this year's Lakers team, I don't think they get that championship without him. He made big plays in both series.
All right, let's move to a big guy who spent 3 years at Kentucky, got better every year. Of course, Nick Richards, someone that we all love and want to do well. How do you see him fitting in the NBA?
I think Nick is someone who's extremely underrated and people are missing out on because he came to Kentucky and didn't, go to the NBA after 1 or 2 years. Another guy who had a lot of success, Kentucky big guy who had a lot of success, Willie Holly stayed until his junior year and has had a very good NBA career so far. But Nick has all the physical tools you look for in a modern NBA center. 7 foot tall, 40-inch vertical, runs the court extremely well. And something me and Coach Barbie talked about is Nick's still really young in him learning the game. He grew up playing cricket and soccer and Jamaica and all these different other sports. So he's only been playing basketball for about 6-7 years. So the more time he gets playing the sport, the more he's just going to pick things up and the more he's going to get better. And I think, some team's going to be really lucky when they get Nick.
And quickly, we don't find E.J. Montgomery's name on any mock draft boards. Do you think he has a path to get to the league?
Oh, for sure. EJ is someone who's extremely talented. That's why he's such a big-time recruit coming out of high school. EJ dealt with some injuries last year. I know he wasn't always 100%, but seeing him work out, prepare for the draft, he's been looking really good. getting his explosiveness back. And what EJ really provides an NBA team is someone who can really make plays. Big guy who can dribble, make plays, pass. And he's also someone who, if he can develop into a consistent three-point shooter and a three-point threat, will really help himself and find a niche in the league.
Riley, let's do this again soon, my friend.
Yes, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Love the insight there. Stay right there. We'll return to the topic of Kentucky football.
Yeah, we're going to be joined by Jeff Pecoro from the UK Sports Network. And I do believe he beat Tennessee once. Let's talk about that in the next.